Hey there, Marvel fans. It's time to gear up because Loki Season 2 is about to hit Disney+. If you're as excited as I am, then you're probably eager to see how our favorite god of mischief navigates a TVA he no longer recognizes. Loki Season 1 was a massive hit, giving us a deep dive into the many layers of Loki's character. Now, with Season 2 on the horizon, we can only hope it delivers on its promises. But before we jump into the new season, let's take a stroll down memory lane and revisit the epic journey of Loki in Season 1. Don't worry, you won't have to rewatch the whole series. I've got a quick recap ready for you. Episode 1, Glorious Purpose. Our story begins with Loki escaping using the Tesseract Cube in Avengers Endgame, creating an alternate timeline. This doesn't sit well with the Time Variance Authority, who arrest Loki for disrupting the timeline and erase his alternate timeline. At TVA headquarters, Loki learns about the Timekeepers and meets Mobius, who saves him from being pruned, removed from existence, despite his initial disbelief. Loki soon realizes that TVA is indeed the most powerful organization in the universe when he discovers Infinity Stones being used as paperweights. The twist, the variant that Mobius needs help capturing, is another version of Loki. Episode 2, the variant. In Episode 2, we learn about a new variant of Loki who's been collecting time charges and causing havoc. Our Loki and Mobius form an unlikely friendship as they try to track down this variant. They discover that she's been hiding in Apocalypse's clever, right? When they finally locate her and attempt to capture her, she possesses Hunter B-15 and reveals her plan to Loki. But here's the kicker. This variant is a female version of Loki. She causes a massive disruption by deploying time charges randomly in time and escapes through a portal. Despite Mobius' pleas, Loki follows her. Episode 3, Lamentis. We kick off Episode 3 with our female Loki variant, Sylvie, interrogating Hunter C-20 about the Timekeeper's location. The scene then shifts to the TVA, where Sylvie and Loki make a grand entrance through a portal. Sylvie fights her way towards the Timekeeper's chamber, but guess who intercepts her? Our very own Loki. Just as they're about to reach the golden elevator, Judge Renslayer steps in. In a quick turn of events, Loki uses Sylvie's tempad to escape, landing them on Lamentis 1, a doomed planet. With the tempad out of power, they hatch a plan to board a train to the Ark, hoping to use its power to charge the device. However, things go south when they're thrown off the train during a scuffle with the guards. With the tempad destroyed, they decide to hijack the Ark instead. A shocking revelation, Sylvie discloses that the TVA agents are actually brainwashed variants. As they approach the Ark, it's destroyed by the collapsing moon. Episode 4, the Nexus event. Episode 4 starts with a flashback of Sylvie's childhood in Asgard before she was taken by Judge Renslayer back in the present. Just as Loki and Sylvie are about to meet their end on Lamentis 1, a Nexus event occurs that allows the TVA to locate and rescue them. Back at TVHQ, Mobius puts Loki in a time prison while he confronts Renslayer about her lies. After swapping tempads with Renslayer, Mobius discovers the truth about Hunter C-2000 and frees Loki. Unfortunately, Renslayer prunes Mobius before he can act further. Meanwhile, Hunter B-15 frees Sylvie and learns about her past life. In a thrilling showdown at the Timekeeper's chamber, Sylvie decapitates one of the Timekeepers only to discover they're androids. The episode ends with Renslayer pruning Loki. But wait, there's more in a post-credit scene. We see Loki wake up surrounded by his variants. Talk about a cliffhanger. Episode 5, Journey into Mystery. We kick off Episode 5 in the Void, the end of time, and a dumping ground for everything pruned by the TVA. Here, Loki meets other variants of himself. Classic Loki, Kid Loki, Alligator Loki, and Boastful Loki. They're all trying to evade Alioth, a beast that devours everything in its path. Back at the TVA, Sylvie prunes herself to escape Renslayer and ends up in the Void. She's rescued by Mobius from Alioth, and they join forces with Loki and his variants. In a heroic act, classic Loki sacrifices himself to buy them time to enchant Alioth. They succeed and find their way to a mysterious castle-like structure. Episode 6, For All Time, Always. In the Citadel at the end of time, we meet Ki, who remains a variant of Kang, who's been pulling all the strings. He offers Loki and Sylvie a chance to rule the TVA together, but Sylvie is hell-bent on revenge and fights Loki to get to Kang. Back at the TVA, Mobius and B-15 witness several branch timelines spiraling out of control. Meanwhile, Sylvie sends Loki back to the TVA and kills Kang, but when Loki finds Mobius at the TVA, he doesn't recognize him, and where once stood statues of timekeepers, now stands a statue of Kang. What's next in Loki Season 2? The trailer for Season 2 doesn't reveal much, but hints at an exciting journey ahead. We'll see Mobius and Loki teaming up again to fix the timeline chaos from Season 1. We can also expect some action-packed scenes with Loki and Sylvie together again. New characters like Zaniac are set to join the cast, adding more intrigue to the plot. And let's not forget about that brewing romance between Loki and Sylvie. But for all the answers, we'll have to wait until October 5th. So there you have it. A detailed recap of Loki Season 1. Now you're all set for Season 2.